Hi guys, Jed Johnson from Diesel Crew. What I want to show you right now is an extremely easy exercise that you can do in order to train glute activation, which, believe it or not, I found out when doing some instruction on braced bending. Now, many times when I perform other more common glute activation exercises, I find that my hip flexors are so tight that they inhibit me from getting a full contraction and full range of motion. And I don't really feel the glute ball up like I know that it can. So what I'm going to show you right now is a way that you can do that. So if you're feeling the same thing, if you're getting frustrated with glute activation exercises, this may just be something that you can do in order to finally feel that glute activation that you want. Now what you want to think about when you watch this movement that I'm going to show you is that I'm not bending at the lower back. Okay, I'm trying to keep the angle of my lower back completely consistent. I'm not bending my lower back. What I'm doing is I'm firing my glute muscle. So if you were to come over here and grab my ass, you would feel that the glute muscle is firing very, very hard. There's also some hamstring activity going on, but it's not primarily hamstring. It's mostly glute. This is what you're going to need. You're going to need a band. I've got a blue band, the kind that you get from jumpstretch.com. What you're going to do is you're going to put it on this knee in front. You're just going to take a staggered stance, kneeling on one knee, put the band against the knee here. Then you're going to slightly bring the foot back. So it's not 90 degrees to the floor. It's slightly closer towards you. And what you're going to do is you're going to stretch the band out with the front knee, but the motion is all coming from your glute in the back. So here we go. Right there. So you can see I'm driving this whole complex forward. My pelvis is moving forward. My back is not bending. If it is bending, if the angle's changing at all, it's strictly because my torso is staying in the same position. I am not using my erectors or any other muscle in my lower back at all. Right there. Now I can feel a nice stretch here in the hip flexor, and my glute is going crazy. So what I'll do is I'll do a slightly different angle for you for the other leg. These glute muscles are very important. They're what helps you lock out your deadlift. If you're not using your glutes when you're deadlifting and you're using all lower back, you're asking for trouble. So again, this heel is positioned slightly closer to my body than being 90 degrees, and I'm firing this glute in order to drive my pelvis forward and stretch the band with that front knee. Bam! And my glute is firing so hard, harder than any other exercise I've tried. And no firing, purposeful firing of the lower back at all. There's no cramping going on in my lower back. I'm not hyperextending or anything. This is going to be very important for anybody that lifts weights, but also has a job sitting at a desk, or if you're a truck driver or have to drive a long distance quite frequently, or if you have a long commute. This is going to be awesome. You can take these bands anywhere with you. You can take them to the gym. You can take them with you to work. And then you can just get down on the floor a couple times throughout your workday and do this, or take them to your gym and do them as part of your routine, your finisher, whatever the case may be. But I'll tell you what, I've tried a lot of glute activation exercises recommended by a lot of people, some of the best in the industry, people that I really trust, and I totally feel like this is going to be something that it just hits the glute harder than anything else. Another important thing is, if you look at running mechanics, you can actually improve your running time by driving this knee forward. If you're locked up in the hips, you're not able to do that, so you're mainly just lifting your legs up. What you want to do is be able to drive that front knee forward, and that movement comes from the hip. And when you do that, you're able to, in a sense, take fewer steps, fewer strides over the course of that length. So if you're running a 100-yard dash, you might be able to eliminate 1 or 2 strides, maybe even more, by taking longer strides. However, you don't have to leap in order to cover that distance. You're covering the distance because you're driving that knee and that hip forward. Okay, so these are all benefits you're going to get out of trying this exercise. Please give this exercise a try and post below. I'd love to hear what you've seen, what you felt, and your experience when you give it a try. Thanks, and all the best in your training. Take care.